30 ideas for Dublin City Council. Idea number. And the idea is more loading bays for delivery drivers and more accessible disabled parking bays. Particularly around the core city centre, the council is going to be removing and reducing the number of on-street parking spaces. That frees up space for wider footpaths, outdoor seating, cycle infrastructure, leads to less clutter, more space for pedestrians. It's easier if you're pushing a buggy, for example, and I 100% support that. But in doing that work, we have to firstly make sure that we are protecting, improving, and expanding accessible parking bays for people with disabilities. Because there are many people who will drive themselves into town or be driven into town, but who need that sort of access to the city, and plentiful, accessible parking bays are a big part of that. Dublin City Council has about 500 general accessible parking spaces across the city. A lot of those are outside specific people's homes. I've personally helped secure 5 or 6 of them for residents in my area. But the city centre needs to ensure that there's good provision for that, both on street but also in car parks. The other thing I'd like to preserve and expand on when we're removing on street parking is loading bays. Delivery drivers have a very tough job, and even as we move towards smaller delivery vehicles, shared delivery systems, and clever arrangements to reduce the number of vehicles, there will always be a need for deliveries. And the city, to be honest, hasn't made enough space for them. The result is extra stress for delivery drivers, certainly, and often as a result, vans and trucks unacceptably blocking footpaths, bike lanes, making it hard for people with disabilities, people with buggies to get around the city. We need to provide proper space for deliveries because if we accept they're a part of the city, we should include them in how we plan it.